All right, all right, all right. It's the noon hour, Eastern Standard Time here in Michigan. I'm Kat Barber with Michigan Associates of Acupuncture and Integrative Medicine, and it's really good to be here. I also am amazed. I'm having a really good hair day today. Probably the first good hair day I've had in about 2.5, 3 weeks. How about you? Also wanted to find out and check in. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? It's a stunning day here in Michigan, in Metro Detroit. It's like 60 degrees. The sun's shining. It's just balmy. It feels like spring. It is spring. And I'm really grateful to be here with you. So just wanted to talk to you today a little bit about essential oils, acupressure, and how they affect the immune system as well as emotions. So we're just going to go through a little brief introductory about essential oils, and then I will introduce you to the oils that I'm going to be using at different acupuncture points, and we'll go through that, and then I can post all of this on our blog so you can go and take a look at how to locate these points and some more information on the actual essential oils I'll be using. So essential oils are basically plant medicine when you think about it. I mean, they're very gentle and effective. They're bioactive, meaning that they have a biological effect. And they can create these energetic and physiological shifts, meaning that they affect emotions and internal organ systems as well. So they can create these shifts in mood, consciousness, and thinking, and they affect the central nervous system, which means it helps to calm, and it helps to decrease inflammation. In addition, not all essential oils, but some essential oils have an analgesic effect, which is relieving pain reliever. Some are anti-inflammatory, others are antiviral, and still others are antibacterial, and some are a combination of all. So I'm going to be going over some of the different criteria and characteristics that I like to take a look at in essential oils. And, no essential oil or essential oil quality is the same. So not all essential oils are created equal. I personally use Snow Lotus brand, which is based out of Santa Rosa, California. And the owner and medical herbologist Peter Holmes I've studied with. And he has this amazing protocol called aroma acupoint therapy that incorporates acupuncture points with Chinese medicine principles and theory, and then using specific oils that have this affinity or relationship with these points. And that's I'm going to give you a little bit of information on that today. So, like I was saying, not all essential oil quality is the same. Not all are created equal. Also going to be talking about the pathways of absorption in our body, specific fragrance energetics or actions of each oil. And then I'll select my oils and we'll go through some acupressure. So just to talk about essential oil quality, I mean, there's so many different brands out in the market. Like I said, I specifically use Snow Lotus because they're pure, unadulterated, they're artisan, organic, very ethically sourced, and very high quality. And that's something that's good to look at, is if the oil is 100% genuine and authentic, because you want it from a premium plant and be as high quality as possible. You don't want it diluted with other substances and watered down or have any other chemicals added to it. In addition, the way it's harvested or cultivated and sourced is really important, at least for me. And Snow Lotus oils don't use any pesticides or any chemicals. So I know that they're pure and safe and gentle. So moving along into the absorption pathways, or how they are absorbed through the body. The first one, which is the most obvious, is direct inhalation. So that's through the nose, into the chest and lungs, and circulating in the breath. And that would be the olfactory pathway. And that would be sending a chemical message to the brain, which in turn can release a whole cascade of different chemical messengers that affect mood and emotions. Another, absorption pathway we could say is respiratory absorption. So even though the olfactory, it's going into the lungs and it is into the respiratory system, there's also inhalation and through through vapors or steam. And that's how you would put essential oil like in a diffuser, and then it would diffuse in the air, and then you can breathe in, and it's inhaled into the lungs, and it affects both the upper and lower respiratory health as well. There's also dermal absorption, which is something we'll be using today. And this is very basic and the safest way to go about this. But this would be essential oils applied directly to the skin, so at acupuncture points, to also create acupressure and elicit some content or informational content into the acupuncture point. Also, different other dermal applications would be through liniments, creams, topical substances, but we're not going to be going in that direction today. And that would treat specific skin conditions that could also address musculoskeletal pain, joint, ligament pain. And that depends on a whole another science based on dilution, carrier oils, and application. So I would like to talk about the fragrance energetics or qualities and their actions. So essential oils have very specific fragrance energies, and it just depends on what oil you're using, at what specific acupuncture point, and the therapeutic intention, and its relationship to different organ systems. And that's really exciting, that you can use essential oils with Chinese medicine for acupressure. So I'm going to talk a little bit about 6 fragrance qualities or energetics, and fragrance being aroma, which essentially is the qi energy or the essence of the essential oil. It's the essence of the plant. And that connects to how essential oils affect a specific organ system and functions in the body. And some essential oils usually have more than one fragrance quality. Some have multiple. So I'm going to just go over what those fragrance qualities are, because it gives you a better understanding of where it's working and it's affecting the body. So the first quality is pungent. You think about pungent, that would be something that would be raising, uplifting. It helps to warm, and it stimulates qi energy. And this occurs in the upper body, chest, diaphragms, lung, and head. And this can specifically address headache, colds, upper respiratory infections, cough, nasal congestion. It's great for allergies because it opens, it warms, and it uplifts. And some examples would be eucalyptus, rosemary, and clove. These are pungent essential oils. Then there's lemony, which have very citrus, scents to them. Lemony helps to expand and open up, and it helps to break up or disperse in Chinese medicine, and it can help clears heat, and that also affects the upper body. And it also addresses upper respiratory congestion, and it works as a wonderful decongestion. It helps to break up phlegm, but it also helps with anxiety and fever. So some examples of this lemony type of essential oils, we've got lemongrass, lime, grapefruit, and grand fir too. It's not necessarily what you would necessarily expect with a lemony type essential oil, but it does fit into that energetic. Then there's green essential oils, which smell sweeter, a little bit greener, a little bit more herbaceous, and that helps to move and circulate, and it helps to relax tension, and it has a cooling effect, which means it releases heat. And that green energetic essential oils affects the solar plexus all the way into the abdomen. So it helps to address diaphragm tension, depression, and lung function, as well as upper respiratory conditions. Some examples of those oils would be blue tansy, marjoram, and lavender. The fourth energetic is sweet, and sweet helps to, you can smell it. It's rosy. It's got this sweet smell to it. It helps to soften. It helps to relax. It supports and nourishes, and it harmonizes. And so the sweet energetic really affects the lower diaphragm and the abdomen, similar to the green, but a little different. And it really has a connection with the brain, heart, and gut connection, which is the mental, emotional, and gut connection of how we manifest stress and as well as anxiety. So some really great examples of sweet, rosy essential oils. We've got bergamot, lang lang, and geranium. Then we're going to move into two types of energetics that are very rooting and pull energy down. So we have one that's called woody. So it centers and stabilizes. It pulls energy downwards from anywhere up top. And it really affects the abdomen all the way down to the feet. This can address anxiety, as well as lung conditions and digestive issues. And some really cool examples are cedarwood, black spruce, and juniper. And then, last but not least, we have rooty. And rooty, you think about it, it's just like roots, growing from a plant into the soil, roots rooting us to the earth. So it really sinks and grounds, and that helps to calm and cool and helps to really, really root that energy into the lower body. And a good example of that is vetiver. So I'm going to just share with you a couple of oils in different categories, and the three oils will be also using for acupressure with specific acupuncture points, and that is for immune support, healthy lung function, and calming and grounding. So the first one is, I selected as rosemary, because rosemary is just a really easy essential oil to find. Like you could purchase it at Whole Foods, you could get it at some other type of natural health store. I mean, there's all kinds of brands, but for all intents and purposes, I use Snow Lotus. Rosemary's sweet and pungent. It has amazing functions in that it's a respiratory stimulant. So it also helps to act as an expectorant. It breaks up mucus and phlegm. It has antibacterial properties. So it's great for colds, flu, asthma, bronchitis. But another function is that it's great for focus, memory, and concentration. So I'll put rosemary in a diffuser and I'll just let it diffuse in my clinic or as well as with patients in treatment room or even at home. And it really helps with, foggy brain, or if you're feeling restless or scattered, it really helps to create focus and concentration. And it's also good for mental exhaustion, depression, and grief. So you think about everything that it's working up here in the upper body. And what I would do is, this is a pure oil, and lots of times essential oils will have a carrier oil with them. This one doesn't, so it is safe. It doesn't usually have any skin photosensitivity or any issues, or it acts as an irritant, but I would recommend taking 1 or 2 drops and you just rub it on the tips of your index finger. And I'm going to go to a point that is tried and true, and it's one of my favorites, and I've used it before, and I'm going to use it again. It's called Lung One Central Treasury, and it's right bilaterally, right under the clavicle. And I will put up on our blog exactly how to find it and a picture of it. And it's right in the first intercostal space. And this is about inspiration and connection to our being and breath. And you can put rosemary right here and hold it for about 40 to 60 seconds as you inhale and exhale. And you could do a 4 count in, and then hold for 7 and then release. And that really helps to strengthen the lung qi. It increases our protective qi, which is wei qi, which is basically Chinese medicine's foundation for building the immune system. And you just hold it for 40 to 60 seconds and just breathe in and out. So, and this can be, you can do this, multiple times a day. You could do it every day. There's no harm in how many times, and you'll feel how much your chest and your lungs open and expand. So another point that I like to use rosemary on is large intestine 11. And large intestine 11 it's called, interestingly, pool at the bend. And this is found right between the lateral epicondyle. If you bend your elbow and then you go into the middle where the tendon is, you find that right in this dead center, and it can be really tender. And right there in the crease, in the fold. And it really helps with tonifying lung qi. It strengthens the immune system, and it addresses pathogenic heat. It also helps to build this defensive and protective immune system in Chinese medicine. So you can put a little bit of rosemary. Like I said, I take 1 or 2 drops and just apply it, and you hold it for about a good 40 to 60 seconds. And that can be used, independently or in tandem together. You can use lung 1 and you can use large intestine 11. Another oil that I love, it's called black spruce. And black spruce is pungent and woody. So it's really fresh, pungent, and woody. And it also helps to strengthen the immune system. And it helps with acute and chronic respiratory infections, cough, and congestion. But it also helps with burnout. So if you're feeling emotionally and physically burned out or just exhausted, due to depression, grief, or just complete fatigue, this is a great one that really helps support not only lung, kidneys, and adrenal, and it really helps to ground and center because it relaxes and opens the spine and the pelvis. So this is one that I'm going to use on a point that I can't show you on myself, so I'm going to show you from a book. It is called Stomach 36. I think that's 3 Mile Leg. Hopefully you can see this here. So basically, Stomach 36 is found on the anterior border of the tibia, and it's directly roughly about 3 inches below the patella, and you trace down into a depression, and it's usually pretty tender. But Stomach 36 is fantastic for building immunity, calming the central nervous system, and it's a master command point for digestion in the abdomen. So you would just want to put a little bit of your black spruce, maybe 1 or 2 drops, and then just hold it at that point for about 45 to 60 seconds. And then last but not least, this is one of my favorites. I use this all the time. This got me through grad school. Oh my gosh, this was like a lifesaver. And I use it probably daily. It's called bergamot. So bergamot is sweet and lemony, and it has a rosy quality to it, and its functions are to release anxiety and tension. It also can address irritability, anger, and frustration, and it has a dual function of helping with respiratory health as well. It helps to abate a fever, and it's both antibacterial and antiviral. So this is a great one to use right now. The thing about bergamot that you have to be careful is that it can produce skin photosensitivity. So this is something that you want to be careful if you're going to go out in the sun. But with that, I want to show you how bergamot works. It also helps to create tension, and it balances the left and right hemispheres of the brain by calming the mind, and it really addresses negative thought patterns, which is everything. It's so needed at this time. So there is a point at the apex of the triangular fossa right here, this little fossa, this little divot. This is called shenmen, or auricular or ear shenmen, and this is a really powerful point because shen in pinyin in Chinese is consciousness, and you think about how is consciousness manifesting? It's reflected through our thoughts, actions, and speech. And so this is an amazing point that addresses pain, inflammation. It has a very sedative effect, and you want to just take a little, maybe 1 or 2 drops of bergamot. You just rub it gently right here to stimulate, and then you put it right in the fossa right here, and you can just hold it gently, both sides, for as long as you want. I've done acupressure at this point for up to 5 minutes before, and you can tell it has almost an immediate calming effect, and it just really takes energy down, and it really helps with creating this very calm, grounded, conscious, and aware place. So let's see. We talked about rosemary, we talked about black spruce, and we talked about bergamot. And rosemary and bergamot are pretty easy to find. Black spruce might be a little bit more difficult. Spruce is another one that sometimes you'll find, and it's not exactly the same energetic, and it doesn't have the exact same function, but it's close enough. Another brand that I do have is from Whole Foods, carries. It's called Now, and Now is not as I guess pure or genuine quality as Snow Lotus, but it works. And if this is about finding what works for you right now. If you have any questions about any of these essential oils or any of the points, I'm going to be posting a blog on our website at acupunctureinmichigan.com. And let's see what kind of questions I can answer right here. Thank you. Yep, stomach 36, such a great point. It certainly is, Jordan. And protective chi, which is our Wei chi or our immune system. Let's see. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. And if there's any other questions at this point, if not, please contact us at acupunctureinmichigan.com. Just wanted to let you know that tomorrow, JPW, Jennifer Pillow White, is up. That's Thursday 4/9, and then Friday, my wonderful colleague Monica May Liebson will be talking about, she'll be doing the 6 sounds, and that would be Friday, April 10th. It was so wonderful to be here with all of you. Thank you for taking time out to hang out with me, and stay safe, stay home, and sending you all my love. Thank you.